Have you heard about what's going on with Morgan Wallen's son? It's honestly pretty bizarre. His baby mama had a dog that bit their son, and things have completely spiraled out of control since then. But first, let's back up. Morgan and his baby mama Katie have been known for a lot of fighting over the years, and it seems like they're finally in a good place. But unfortunately, Katie let everyone know that she had to rehome her dog, Legend, because he had bit her almost 3-year-old son with Morgan, Indy. And the story is pretty crazy. Katie got her dog, Legend, in April of 2022. She allegedly found him on the street as a young pup, and at the time she wrote this on Instagram: "We don't teach consistency and trust just to take it away. That being said, constantly thinking about how the world can be a terrible place at times doesn't do anything, but creating small impacts in life does. Sometimes we can create a hectic lifestyle for ourselves and get a little overextended, but I truly think we were put on this earth to be a helping hand and shed the Lord's light." This boy shows me the perfect example of how we can be treated terribly but still be able to find and accept love from the right person. And just a year and a few months later, things took a horrific turn. Legend is a Great Pyrenees, and according to a lot of people on social media, they require a lot of attention and care. And we can debate back and forth for ages about whether or not Katie was actually giving Legend the care and attention that he needed. But one thing is for sure, they're incredibly lucky that he only bit Indy, and that things weren't worse, because Great Pyrenees are big dogs. Fully grown male dogs can get up to 160 pounds, which is obviously much bigger than Indy is. People are understandably extremely upset with Katie for a number of different reasons. First, she keeps bringing new animals into her home, which on the surface sounds great, but not if you don't have the time to devote to them, which it seems pretty obvious that she doesn't. She's a single mom to a 3-year-old, and even though Morgan is involved and they share custody, it's not clear just how their time is split. And she seems to have Indy in her care a lot. On top of that, she's constantly traveling, and she has a lot of pets in her care. So a lot of people feel like it's irresponsible that she has so many pets in the first place, and weren't too shocked that something bad happened. And if you're wondering what ultimately ended up happening with Legend, it's actually pretty crazy. Katie got on Instagram Live and said that she was either going to have to rehome or euthanize him, which seems like a pretty drastic jump to make. But again, we really don't know exactly what happened with Indy, so it's hard to say. Luckily, Katie was able to find him a new home, and it sounds like a much better situation. He's a big dog and he needs a lot of space, which just wasn't something that he had with Katie. Now, she just rehomed him to a farm. And she said that it's a family in East Tennessee. She didn't specify if the family had small children, but you have to assume that they don't, in my opinion. And then she said that she was glad that the family that she rehomed him with was in East Tennessee because it meant that they could still visit him. Obviously, this is an incredibly difficult situation. Her son's life comes first, of course, but it must be so difficult to be forced to rehome your pet after it being a part of your family for over a year. It definitely seems like Katie is extremely upset about everything that happened. She's been sharing pictures of Legend, and it seems like she's definitely been mourning the loss of him and their family. She also shared how Indy is doing, and it sounds like it's an incredibly stressful moment for all of them. She said that they had to go to the emergency room because Legend bit Indy in the face, and that Indy needed stitches because the bite was so bad. She said that she struggled with what to do because Great Pyrenees are pretty aggressive dogs, and everyone told her that he needed to be put down. She considered putting a muzzle on him when he was in the house, but ultimately decided that that wasn't the life she wanted the dog to live. And she asked her followers for any help on finding a family without small children, where he wouldn't be getting crawled all over, which definitely makes it seem like that was the situation that happened with Indy. And it makes sense. Indy is just a toddler. Of course he's going to want to run around and play with a dog, but unfortunately it had a tragic end. She said that she had to find a new home for him before Indy came back home to her the following day, which made it seem like he was with Morgan then. And she ultimately did find the family in East Tennessee to take care of him. So even though this is a tragic story, there are definitely some silver lining. Indy is okay, even though he did need stitches, and Legend has a new home instead of some of the horrible alternatives that could have happened to him. But what do you guys think? Do you think we'll ever hear a statement from Morgan Wallen about everything that occurred? Do you think Katie will keep bringing pets into her home? It's a tragic story, but hopefully it's a learning lesson for everyone, and hopefully Indy recovers quickly.